Hello viewers, Sriram here, and we are going to have a great success story, one other interesting success story under the PMI family. So in PMI, we have PMP, big one, we know that. Parallelly, we have one thing bigger than that, now which is very demanded in the market, which is called Agile certification. So Jyothi cleared PMI-ACP, so the greatest demand in the market of Agile, and she cracked the exam a few days back. And she's from United Kingdom now. She's full of joy that she cleared this certificate, because any certificate under PMI has its own standard, the level of preparation heavily needed. So first I'll bring her certificate. Even before that, I'll give wishes to Jyothi. Congratulations, Jyothi, for this wonderful certificate. Appreciate your hard work.
Thank you, Sriram.
Okay, I'm getting your certificate. Here it goes, and here it is. Okay, so do you feel more excited seeing the certificate?
Yeah, that's the first milestone for this year.
True. It would have taken some time, isn't it? You would have planned a few months back, and you want to do that. Family pulls one side, corporate things pulls one side. After a long time, taking the book is not easy. So a lot of so give some heads up how things happen for you. How was this exam meant for you?
Yeah, actually, I registered in September for PMI-ACP classes. And then from the day one, from the day when I started reading the book, I was following your instructions. But somewhere, since I have a little kid, it was difficult for me to prepare in weekday time. So I used all my weekends and my bank holidays, and so I used to wake up by 3:30 in the morning and finish it by 6:30. Full focused reading during that time. So there were few months I was completely fade away from reading book and all, because I did not get much time. But still, I used to go through the questions Rahul sent and few pictures which during the assignments and all, and read writing habits. That's just 15 to 20 minutes every day. For a couple of months, I managed get stick with the subject, but not reading completely the topics and everything. So by December, I finished reading one McGriffith book, and later I given first mock test. I scored only 69%. So and then I went back which questions I answered correctly. And I used to go through the questions first, which one are corrected, and the questions I wrongly answered, I used to note them in the book. And later I used to go through all the topics. Yeah, that's how it's done.
That's interesting. You said 20 minutes consistently you prepared for some time, and then you increase the timeline of preparation. You went with one book, that is My Griffith.
Yeah, my Griffith book. Yeah, that's all.
That's all.
Prepared.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you took chapter test in those books? You did that?
Yeah, every week, while during the sessions itself, I used to read every week one chapter whenever I get time. First couple of months, it went very well. I could able to manage everything. Later, couple of months, I was not able to constantly prepare for that. Yeah, I've done for every chapter test.
Nice. Good to know.
And I used to post the scores to you as well. So yeah, it was encouraging for us. If there are any weird questions which I couldn't able to cope up with the questions, used to give a good explanation for them. Yeah, it's good.
Good to know that. Right. With all these things, so how do you plan your exam? Is it something you decided, let me crack, or you realize I'm ready now? How do you got
Yeah, so yeah, first round of reading I've completed in December, but around January end and February end, I wanted to read for second round of my Griffith book. before going to the actual exam. So from mid of February, I've decided the date in my mind, but I haven't booked the test. So what actually good thing I have done, the day my application got approved from PMI, I paid the fee. So no any distraction comes up, so I'm not going to distract the exam which I am going to do, because I already paid the fee. I'm committed to do that one from the day one. So slowly I started preparing like weak areas, and I figured out which areas I need to improve. And I've done that one. I set my date. I wanted to do March 23rd, but I haven't booked. I applied my holidays and I asked my husband few days holidays. He also applied for me to help me. And just 1 week before I actually booked my exam.
I think it's easily available in the place where you are. By the way, which city you are or which place you are?
I'm from Birmingham, but I've done an online test. There's no test centers open here, so it's still lockdown is going on here. So I've done an online test.
Oh, okay. Okay. So how the exam was in the sense of online? Was it smooth or little any complications were there?
It went really well. It was very smooth. I was a bit worried, like my internet stability or any distractions with people who come also, but it went very well. The instructions check-in just 30 minutes prior to the exam time. So the check-in instructions were very well, and uploading the pictures of surrounding you and clear desk.
Okay.
And I actually completed my check-in within 15 to 20 minutes. And then instructions come like, do you wanted to continue your exam or you wanted to wait till the time you book the exam? So I just continued. It went very well. Yeah. And also while doing mock tests, I had a mindset like I'm going to give the online test, so I don't read the question too loud and not to move frequently. That kind of mindset developed while doing the mock tests as well. So it was very easy. No one pinged me or no one disturbed me. It was very smooth.
Great. Good to know. So it's a 3 hours examination.
Yes,
And
3 hours.
how many questions?
120.
120 questions, 3 hours. So there is no break, I believe. It's a one shot. You have to go, no break, you have to sit for 3 hours. Okay. So how do you felt with the exam? What do you read Mike Griffith? And can I assume you work in Agile environment?
Yeah, I worked in Agile environment, Kanban, not very much with the Scrum or other methodologies. Not familiar with those methodologies. By reading, I know bits and pieces of that one, but not very hands-on
I
experience with
understand.
the
I understand.
methodologies. But the way my Griffith book gave you a clear, step-by-step structure-wise, so it was really good to recollect during the examination also, complete background of the information. Yeah.
I understand. Now, is this exam, PMI means standard high. Are they targeting scenario-based questions or direct questions?
Oh, obviously, not situational questions. You really have to think, you have to put yourself in that scenario and have to answer by the role they were asking. In the question, they might mention 3 roles, but at the end of the question, they determine asking question for only 1 role, like product owner speaks with the scrum master and they do communicate and they have done so and what team do, what's the work team does. So that kind of have to be very careful with the roles and responsibilities. So you might see the answers for each role. It might relate it to, if we get wrong the question with the product owner instead of working team, so definitely the questions are going to be wrong. So you have to be very careful with the roles and responsibilities.
So they try to distract you putting various stuff.
definitely.
Okay. See, you
But
didn't.
when I clear about the role, which show they were asking question, what I used to do, like question, when I read the question, I don't want to jump directly into the answer. So I want to analyze which answer could be related to the question. So I used to spot the answer directly by looking at the which role they were asking. That was one way of answering. Not every question I was able to answer that way, but few questions I was able to answer that way.
Got your point. By the way, these 12 principles of Agile or manifesto, do you feel that essence useful in the exam hall? Because most of the questions start connecting with that.
As I said, every day, last 6 months, I haven't prepared every day reading the book. Only whenever I get time, whatever the 10 to 15 minutes I've got, I used to make sure like principles and tasks. These are the only revision things I used to do. Though I don't read the book or anything, principles and tasks and roles, these I used to keep an eye every time. So when you get confused with the answers or both the answers are very much similar to the question, so we need to apply the task, which task related to the answer. So that's how eliminating the wrong answers.
Perfect. Because I used to tell that whenever you see Agile, it just go around these 12 principles. The more you are clear with that, you can at least connect something and pull out an answer out of it. Okay, that's really interesting. Okay, that sounds good. So how long, what's your experience overall in the project of Agile or things? How much you have experience?
Yeah, this agile journey, like it's not just only I started looking into day-to-day life as well. It's not just project end-to-end process, small things, prioritizing things, and any identifying the waste and improving things where I'm taking time too long and need to cut down the time. So I try to relate the concepts and the topics, everything day to day life. So maybe that helped me to develop the mindset of agile to more focus in the exam.
Right. Good. You know what? Now the PMP has introduced more agile, and now anybody who is from a different industry, they want to learn what is all about here. So it's getting more interesting these days. That's how it is. Good to know. So I'm so happy to know that you read the one book properly and you did some chapter test in that, and you have a habit of every day at least few minutes flip the pages, couple of pages at least, and you took your time to digest.
Yeah, not even if I can't able to read the book, just the principles and tasks are much important than going through entire book. That you can recollect the memory of which page, the background written in the graphic book, task related to. So that's how I used to relate whenever I read tasks and principles. Yeah.
Right, you're right. So tell me, which particular domain you felt the toughness was high, because we have a domain of adaptive planning where they talk about story estimation, t-shirt sizing, and we have a domain number one, agile principles and mindset. There'll be a lot of things, core values. They ask pillars. They ask what are the practices in XP. A lot of stuff for that. Where you found it is a little heavy.
For me, sixth domain, which is problem directional resolution, the toughest one I felt. The answers were very close. It was a bit difficult. I don't know. I know from since beginning that's the weakest area for me. I've gone through multiple times reading the book and practicing that area, but still the exam questions were tough for me in that area. But rest all I was all good.
Okay, that's a message. So if anybody preparing for ACP, so your message would be to say what to read. What is your key points?
I would say read the McGrath book at least twice. First time when I read as if I'm preparing for the university exam. I used to write everything. When I gave chapter test, when I gave my mock test, I had scored only 69%, which means I was trying to remember the terminology and everything rather than understanding the background of everything. So when I went back and read second time, I read from the beginning of the book, like how to read the book. I really missed. I should have read how to read the book is the most important part to read the book. So I started from the how to read the book, and then weak areas of the weak areas of my topics. I've done that when I started second time. And then give the mock test. Most importantly, when you give the mock test, read the questions. First, you have correctly answered and go through the explanation first instead of jumping directly which answers you have wrongly answered. Wrongly answered ones, obviously, we'll go back and check the read the topic wise everything. Correctly answered, but whether you have applied the right logic or not, you have to make sure that one correctly answered questions. Mock test, and when you get scored like 70 to 75%, you are ready, I feel. Yeah, up to 75%, if you are scoring, then you are ready. No need to, don't drag too much to give the exam. At the same time, don't push, don't be very hurry. As soon as you're completing the classes, you feel like within a month, I wanted to give this test and get it done. That feeling you will be having. I know that feeling. So I would suggest don't rush to give the exam, and also don't drag too much. Prepare at your own pace, like give little every day a few topics and explore how it's in real world we can apply. Yeah, when you have scoring 75%, and then you are ready for the exam.
Perfect. Perfect. That gives confidence for the people who are preparing there. You went with a very systematic approach, no rush, lethargic, at the same time focused, right? I don't use the word lethargic. I tell that you are fine, cool. You don't want to, man, don't push me. I'll go on my speed, right? But again,
Yeah,
that's because
sorry.
You're a digestive subject, I believe. That's what you mentioned it. Got your point. Perfect. Perfect. Great. Good. And any more points you want to share?
Yeah, like during exam, how you want to manage those 3 hours really. You can't plan during the exam. You have to decide how you wanted to do. Like I was like, when the time clock comes to 120 minutes, I wanted to be either 40th question or 45th question. So that's how I decided. And also I've decided I don't want to read the question too quickly. I need to finish by 2 hours and go back, review the questions and change my mind. I wanted to read the question first instant and second time if needed, depends on the, and once I'm answered, I'm done. I don't want to go back and review the question and change.
No, no review. No review, nothing.
No, I'm done. So, very first time I was at 33 question or 30th question when the clock comes to 120 minutes. So I thought, okay, I'm reading questions too long, so I have to be very quick and have to answer quickly. So I adjusted time along with the reading and doing that. And I finished exam before 10 minutes, still 10 minutes left for me. So I just went back and reviewed the questions, but I did not change my mind. I did not change any questions. So I'm done.
Good, good. No, I can sense that you are planned well for the exam also. You don't want to be a hurry-burry in the exam hall. Okay, that's good. Good. But even though we plan well, some of the tough questions will pull you down, stay in the question for an extra 1 2 minutes.
Yeah. Few questions, you can spot the answer correctly because the kind of preparation you had and your the materials you went through, so you can spot directly. Then few questions really get me struck. Even after reading 3-4 times, also it was taking time for me. So I had put review. I went back and reviewed when I had time left for 10 minutes, but I didn't change my mind. I was okay. Yeah, that's the answer for that. I have decided, and yeah, I did not change that one.
I think that's needed, I believe. Many times you get tempted, shall we change it or not, kind of. Okay, that's great, Jyothi. Super. So good to know that. So how do you see demand in UK related to this kind of agile learning? Do you feel people feel that agile learning is needed?
I actually haven't thought how's the market outside or what opportunities related to this one. But what I feel is this will definitely help me to do my job even more better. And these skills really helps me to give more confidence the work I'm doing. So that way I'm related to subject.
Perfect. Perfect. Got it. Super. Thanks, Jyothi, for coming up here and giving a wonderful interview. So what's the time there in UK now? Should be 4 o'clock evening.
Yeah, 3:30.
3:30. So is it a cool, breezy evening there? I can see some.
It's nice and shiny day.
Okay, that's nice. But I know that it's a lockdown. People couldn't move out. They're all stuck at home, right? For a while.
Yeah.
Okay. At least in India, in Bangalore, we are a little free. No, there is no word of lockdown has been pronounced, but again, still spread is very high. We're trying to control ourselves. That's how it is. Super. Thanks a lot for coming up here and giving this wonderful thought process, how to go for it, right? Once again, congratulations for a great success.
Thank you, Sriram. I really have to thank Rahul. He was always available whenever a message or within few seconds. I really wondered what time he go to bed and wake up. So yeah, really, thank you so much, Rahul.
Sure. We'll pass the message to him. Thanks a lot again. And thanks all the viewers for watching this success story. I know this success gives little energy for you. Okay, I can prepare more. So if you have more questions, more thoughts, leave your comments. We will add more questions also. And again, when we see somebody win, we feel the energy. Yes, we can also win. That's why we have Jyothi here. Thanks again to Jyothi and all the viewers. Have a great day. Thank you.